Welcome to yet another episode. We told you we'd be back.
We
Gotta
back.
hit these topics. The Ultimate Trio is back and better than ever.
Here we
All
are.
right, so we are gonna hit some NFL topics now, and we can't talk about the NFL too much and not talk about the Cowboys. So the Cowboys, we said in our last episode, we talked about football. We said that we're done. So we got to see, were we wrong? 4 games have passed, or a few games have passed. I think 4 games, and they won each one, heading into a big matchup this Sunday night against the Eagles in Philadelphia. So, what is your reaction to the Cowboys' performance? Were we wrong about them being done, or do y'all still feel like y'all right about that? Or, Madonis, what you think?
Well, to start off, I said they were gonna be good. I said they're gonna make the playoffs still. Their defense, even though they lost Randy Gregory, they lost some key pieces there. Their defense is really good. Like they're pressuring Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence. They're actually playing really good. I think Micah Parsons, like to me, he could probably be the defensive player of the year in his second year already. And that says a lot. I think Micah Parsons, that dude. Trayvon Diggs, he's not. Even though he let Cooper Kupp, last week or last Sunday give up a 75-yard touchdown, he's actually been playing great. Not just ball watching. He's actually been playing great on the receivers on Terry McLaurin. I believe when they played the Commanders. So I really think the offense is not the defense. The defense carries the team. Like how we saw in the Rams game, they allowed them to get great field position, allowed Cooper Rush, who I thought they were gonna split 2 games. I thought they're gonna be 2-2. I thought they're gonna be, I believe, they're 4-1, so I thought they're gonna be 3-3. No, 3-2. And so, I really am impressed by him, and so he's done his thing. So, props. I said the Cowboys gonna make it, so they gotta say they think on why.
What'd you think, Rodwell?
I'm still not sold on the Cowboys.
Oh man.
Not sold. Not sold on them at all. I still got them not making the playoffs because I don't think they will. I mean, just looking at the teams they play, lost Tampa, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Cincinnati, they beat Cincinnati. Cincinnati isn't they weren't what they are, or they're still not what they are. It's supposed to be. They beat the Giants. Giants really don't have a good defense. Commanders, we don't even know why we're talking about them like they're relevant.
Mm-hmm.
And they beat the Rams. The most impressive win out of those 4 is the Rams. But and I say that because they're the defending champs, whatever, I give them props. But the Rams don't look like the Rams from last year either. So like everybody said, they got a big game this week against Philly, only undefeated team, I believe, in the NFL. Who's well-rounded, good defense. They got a good offense. Jalen Hurts playing out of his mind. They have more than one wide receiver. So, what's Trayvon Diggs gonna do? And then they got Detroit after that, Chicago. Those 2 should be wins. I mean, that Detroit game could be not a blowout, but a high-scoring game. Green Bay after that. Aaron Rodgers can give them some work. Minnesota, New York. Yeah, I mean, their schedule don't even look that hard. I'm not sold on them, but looking at the strength of their schedule, they may be able to do some things here and there. But the real question is, do you let Cooper Rush stay even when Dak is healthy, or do you let Dak come in?
Ain't no way.
Listen,
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. I mean, I think that at least I was wrong about the Cowboys, that they're, in terms of the season, is over. I still think that they could make the playoffs, but in terms of them, like, how Cowboys, we're going to the Super Bowl now. Come on.
Nah.
I don't think that is that serious. Not because because they've beaten a lot of great teams, not necessarily, but they just don't have that tough of a schedule. And I know that the Giants are 4-1, but the Giants, I don't believe in the Giants. And I definitely don't believe in the Commanders. So I think that they can. The NFC is really not that loaded at all. So I think that they could get a wildcard spot, one of the two. So I think that with that they can be able to make it. Now it gets real interesting this Sunday night for a lot of different reasons. The problem is the Cowboys with their roster currently constructed as a team and this applies for a long time in my opinion. They have a Super Bowl caliber team, in my opinion. I think they do.
Of course.
But
every single year on paper, the Cowboys have that.
But they get in their own way. They get in their own way. Look what they're doing with Cooper Rush, which is amazing. They're making it very simple for him. All right, we run the ball, we get a little play action, give him easy throws like that. But watch soon as probably Dak Prescott comes back. We're going back to a difficult defense, back shoulder fades, tight window throws. No, keep it simple. Keep it simple. Right? And then you could keep the chains moving and like that, and don't lose the game and let your defense carry you, continue to carry you.
Exactly.
But I think it gets real interesting at Sunday night's game because Prescott could play Sunday. We don't know yet at the time of this recording. But if he doesn't, let's assume he doesn't. If the Cowboys win, which I think they won't, but if they do win, in my opinion, you can't take out Cooper Rush. If they go into Philly and they beat Philly at Philly, you can't take out Cooper Rush. I don't care how much money you're paying Dak Prescott. You just cannot. But if they lose, which they most likely will, I don't think they need to panic. The Cowboys, then they're going to panic. They're going to flip the offensive, because this is what the Cowboys do. They're going to flip the offensive playbook. Oh, no, this is all. No, you lost the game on the road to a good team. Just keep doing what you're doing. And I think then they should go to Prescott if they lose the game. But that's my opinion on them.
Why would you give them just a one game? Like if they lose, then that's it. Why?
Because Dak, they paid Dak already. They gave Dak that 100.
Wait,
plus.
what are you referring to?
And you gave Zeke $100 million, and y'all running in tandem with him.
Right. I honestly think Tony Pollard should play more than Zeke. Honestly, exactly. I honestly think that
the money talk for me, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, it does, business wise. You're gonna go with the guy you paid. I understand that, but you're winning football games. Why would you know what I mean? Like Cooper Rush, he doesn't look bad.
No, yeah.
Not if he's going, 90 yards a game, and then have to hand the ball off 45 times, and that's how they're winning. That's a different story.
But they're not winning. They're not winning because of Cooper Rush, though. They're not winning.
They're winning because of their defense. But
exactly, that's what I'm saying.
That's not,
But Cooper Rush is doing what he needs to do. I understand what you're saying, Rondo, but I take money to a certain extent, not too much. You gotta be blind. But then, like for instance, in order for me to take out my $30 million a year quarterback, I need to have a really convincing reason why.
Yeah.
And although Cooper Rush has done well, but people can say that, hey, he's only beating, not that good of teams. He beat the Rams, but not that good of teams. But then you beat the Eagles. Okay, now we're talking. You beat the Eagles in Philly. Now we're talking. So now I got a good reason. But even if I feel like the Cowboys being the Cowboys, even if they win with Cooper Rush at quarterback, they'll still bring in Dak Prescott.
They're going to Dak. Yeah. Regardless of what happens, as soon as Dak says he's healthy and he gets cleared from the doctors, he is the quarterback that Sunday.
Yeah.
Cooper Rush can go 11-0. And as soon as Dak Prescott says, I'm healthy, okay, here we go.
And that's how they get in their own way. But moving on to now, we're week 6 now. Well, coming up to week 6. What has stood out to us in the NFL? There's a lot of things been going on, a lot of surprises, a lot of disappointments. What has stood out to us so far up till now? What do you think, Rado? What has stood out to you?
What stood out to me? There's nothing really that's shocked me. I expected Lamar to do what he was doing. It's his contract year. He bet on himself. I expected him to do that. I expected Miami's offense to be what it is. Obviously Tua got hurt. Aside from that, but I expected them to have a high-powered offense. I expected that 100%. I guess you'd say how the Rams look. I feel like that's probably the most noticeable thing. The other thing, Brady's starting to look old, unfortunately.
He is not. He is
He
not.
is.
Get out of here. He is not starting to look old.
He's starting to look old, man. I mean, I love the guy, and I hope he keeps winning football games. But his age starting to show a little bit. What else? I knew the Packers' offense was going to struggle for a little bit. I knew that. The Raiders. I'll take an L on that one because them boys look bad. Josh McDaniels don't know what he's doing over there, bro. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how you can have so many weapons on the offensive side and not be able to do anything with it. You know what I mean? Like they have a solid, wide receiving duo. You throw Darren Waller in there. Those three guys should be able to win you games. Then you have
Josh Jacobs.
You have Josh Jacobs, who's running the ball extremely well.
Crazy.
But it's like, why can't you get your passing game going? Trust me, I got Derek Carr as my quarterback. I understand what this passing game looks like right now. You feel me? Like I don't know the last time he's thrown for over 250, 300 yards. It's like, and if he does, he's only throwing one touchdown. Like that doesn't do anything. You know what I mean? Like, I guess
so we got the Raiders,
Rams. What else did I say? And then Brady looking old. That's about it.
All right, I'm gonna go. I disagree with the Rams. If you saw in the Super Bowl, you saw their offense slowed down once Odell got hurt. Once Odell got hurt, that really hurt the offense of the Rams.
Oh yeah, this guy's a big Odell fan.
Yeah, I'm a big Odell fan. So because look, I thought the game was gonna be done. But once Odell got hurt, the game really was slowed down because Matthew Stafford was only going to Cooper Kupp, that whole Super Bowl. A little probably to Darrell Henderson or Cam Akers or a little bit Tyler Higbee, but Cooper Kupp was really his main man in that Super Bowl, and especially in that last drive, But what else? The Rams, but I thought the Rams defense looked bad. Jalen Ramsey, that week 1, my God, he got obliterated by Stefan Diggs
against the 49ers.
And he ran right through him. That offensive line also sucks. What we saw against the 49ers, their offense sucked. I mean, the offensive line sucked. So, really, I thought the Rams was not gonna be as good. I thought they was gonna win the division though, but because of how much start time they had, I thought the offense was gonna be bad. Probably the most disappointing was really, honestly, the Chargers. I know Justin Herbert is injured a little bit, but man, when I saw him lose to the Chiefs, that pick 6, oh my God. I thought the Chargers were gonna be better. Obviously, I thought their defense, Joey Bosa's hurt, I thought their defense was even better. So that's really probably the most, in the season for me.
Okay. So for me is something right that explain something we said in the beginning. Yeah, I will see it in me. Listen, if I feel like I'm wrong on something, or I feel like where credit should be due, I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. I said in the preseason, I said, listen, the Chiefs not gonna make the playoffs, right? And it's looking kind of rough. But my biggest takeaway, takeaway so far from what I've seen is Patrick Mahomes' performance particularly. Why? Because the coaches, their game plans, they're willing to run the ball more. They're a lot more willing to run the ball. And in the past, even if it didn't matter what it was, Mahomes was going to throw it no matter what. And especially in the game against my Bucks, that we lost that game. But he was taking what the defense gave him. And that's the thing between good quarterback and great quarterbacks. You have to, be able to do that. Because there's a lot of good quarterbacks, but a lot of them just want to do home runs. Like Joe Burrow, but he's still in this young, so he'll learn. But he just wants to hit home runs. So you got to take what the defense gives you. Brady's done it for years. He'll go 20-play drive, 5 yards here, 5 yards there. Takes patience. You want to just throw it down on Tyreek, but Tyreek ain't there no more. So you got to do something a little different. So I've been very impressed with that. He's doing a great job. That offensive coaching staff is doing a great job as well. So that is something that has really stood out to me. But now transitioning, staying a little bit with the Chiefs, to something that was mentioned since last night, or Tuesday now, last Monday night when Kelce had the 4 touchdowns. Something came out, that was a bit like everything these days exaggerated, saying that that Mahomes to Kelce connection that's better than the Brady to Gronk connection. And since I'm talking, I'll continue on that. I think it's ridiculous for a lot of reasons, um, and I think they're both great. Obviously, I think Kelsey's great. I have him on my fantasy team, which we'll hit on later. You have a tight end give you 4 touchdowns in one night. I like it, but it's ridiculous. Gronk was so dominant in his era, and especially the things that stands out to me the most is that he never had a teammate that commanded a double team. So that made it all the much more tougher. Each game, it was Gronk. Take out Gronk, and Gronk still put up these crazy numbers. But for a big chunk of Kelsey's career, he's had Tyreek Hill there. You think they're going to double Kelce and leave Tyreek Hill open? I don't think so.
No way.
So I think that made it a little bit easier for Kelce. Also, as the years progressed, more pass-happy offense. But I'll let you guys give your reasons to why you feel what you feel.
I mean, Travis not doing what Gronk does, man. Travis not laying the blocks that Gronk does. Travis not running over people like Gronk did. You know what I mean? Like that Gronk got so dominant. I saw this tweet earlier today. They said Gronk was so dominant, NFL defenses were going after his knees to take him out the game. Like, come on, bro. Like, they're not doing that to Travis. Travis not on the same level, man. Like, that's two completely different. You honestly, if Travis Kelce loses 15 pounds, you can put him as wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you think about it, you really could. He's not doing what Gronk does, right? He's not doing any of that. He's not run blocking he's not pass blocking, run blocking. He's not doing any of the stuff that Gronk did. Gronk is arguably probably the best tight end to ever touch this game, and we witnessed that. I mean, I saw a little bit of Tony Gonzalez and all that good stuff, but yeah, I gotta give it Gronk. Travis is not on that
level. Hey, all my life I seen Gronk and Tom Brady, so I really know how dominant Gronk was. 2013, 2014, 2015. Only thing about Gronk you could say is he got injured, but that's it. That's the only thing that hurt. But when he came on the field, he was really just dominant. And his blocking,
he was doing more. He was blocking. He was in the
exactly. I'm saying he blocks better.
That's what I'm saying. Like obviously he's gonna get nicked up. Like he's over there. He's laying blocks, bro. And it's not just like putting your hands on a man's chest.
Yeah, I know. He's trying to pancake them. He's trying to.
Yeah, he's blocking. So obviously, that comes with injuries and injury risk. Yeah, he got I'm pretty sure he's messed up his back, his knees, his elbows. Like, he's gonna take a toll on him. But he's still not. I don't Travis Love. I don't even mean to interrupt you, but yeah.
And then no, you got. And then I believe Tom Brady and Gronk has the highest touchdown, for a quarterback and a tight end. I believe they won. I believe they won what, 3 rings together? 3? No, they won 14. No, 15.
4. 3 with the Pats and then 1 with the Bucs.
I believe they won 4 rings. Kelce won 1 and Patrick. So it says the resume says itself with it, and that's it. That's crazy statement. And
I'm pretty sure it's not just quarterback tight end. I think it's just a duo in general. Like that includes wide receiver and everything. And I'm pretty sure they have it. I'm gonna look this up, but I think they have it. I think Jerry Rice and I think Steve Young. I think they had it for a while. And I want to say Gronk and Brady broke that, but I'm not 100% sure.
And then the best wide receiver Kelce has played was Tyreek Hill. And then the best wide receiver Gronk has played was Julian Edelman, Mike Evans, and so.
Well, Randy Moss for a year, but it was only for basically a year and a half, something like that.
And so,
but something that bridges the gap or makes the gap even bigger is, I think, in the playoff performance, especially in the Super Bowls. Again, no teammate commanding a double team, and in the playoffs, the game slows down. Everybody knows he's going to Gronk, but they still were not able to stop him. So, and you see in the Super Bowl performances, Gronk was always dominant. In the 2 Super Bowl performances that Kelsey has had, he has not been dominant. Obviously, they got shut out against the Bucks in the last one, and then in the one against the Niners, which they won, he had 43 yards and a touchdown. I mean, it's not jumping out the stat sheet. So between you know more playoff success, and also not having a teammate that commands a double team, and also the yards after the catch. I mean, that's where his dominance, I think, separates. So I just don't think that's a fair comparison. But moving on now to who do we think now is the MVP of the season so far? The NFL. So let's see, Adonis, who do you think is the MVP so far?
My MVP is Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes. No, and I ain't saying, oh my God. They're 4-1 in probably what we thought was the hardest division in the NFL. Before the NFL started, we thought that was the hardest division. Patrick Mahomes is playing with Travis Kelce as his main target. Juju Smith-Schuster as wide receiver. Marquise Valdes-Scantling as his second receiver. They have a running game now. They have a running game, but they really have been running the ball more, but really Patrick Mahomes has really carried the offense in what he's doing. He's doing like what Tom Brady is kind of doing. Like he's making players better around him. And he's shaking his head. He's making his players better around him. He's playing what we saw against Tampa Bay. What we saw, dominance, spectacular dominance of Patrick Mahomes. Yes, he lost to the Colts, but if he made that catch at Kelce, they win that game. So they're 5-0.
Oh no. Not the if game.
What
not the if game. If Wes Welker catches no, not Wes Welker. We'll go even further back. If David Tyree doesn't catch that ball, we're undefeated in the season in 2007. So no.
Brady's not playing. No.
Yeah, probably, yeah. So no if game. No if game. She lost that game, but that's fine.
He lost the game. He lost the game, but that was a close game. They lost to the Colts. And so that's why the reason why Patrick Mahomes is my MVP is for that reason. I know what they're gonna say, but Patrick Mahomes is still the best quarterback in today's game, and I think he should be able to win it with the record he's playing. The record he's at, he's 4-1 in the tough division still. So, but.
So, well, one thing, kind of a side note, is kind of interesting. We thought that the AFC West was going to be the toughest division. It hasn't proven to be so far yet. It has the most talent, I could say, but it hasn't proven to be. But that's not to take away from Mahomes. That's doing great. The Chiefs doing great. The NFC West, I think I saw that everybody was 2-2, if I'm not mistaken, in the NFC West. So that's kind of gridlock. But we'll see in the next coming weeks. For me, if I had to give somebody right now, it'd definitely be Josh Allen. He has the numbers. He has the record. So I probably guess Josh Allen. The thing with the Patrick Mahomes is that he's had his running game help him a lot more than other guys that I put ahead of him, like Josh Allen, like Jalen Hurts. Those guys haven't had as dominant a running game to help them out. So we're talking about.
Wait, what? Jalen Hurts a top 5 running attack.
Yeah, because he's the running attack.
No, Miles Sanders is playing. Miles Sanders is playing great.
What are you talking about? Running attack. That's why they have a top 5 running attack, because he's the running attack.
And Miles, and the offensive line. So their offensive line is not one of the best offensive lines in this league.
Okay, yeah, but that has to do with the running attack. But he's the one running most of the time.
No, he's getting the rushing touchdowns, Anthony. He's getting the rushing touchdowns, not the whole year. All right, go.
I still, maybe it'll change, but I still got, especially being undefeated. That's why I go with them. All right, Rodwell?
It's toss up between Lamar and Jalen Hurts, in my opinion.
Oh, Lamar. I forgot Lamar, too. That's probably a good one.
Between Lamar, Jalen Hurts. Lamar keeps putting up numbers how he's doing on both sides, running it and throwing it. It's kind of hard not to put him in that discussion. Jalen Hurts obviously undefeated right now, running the offense, pretty well. Finally had a little bit. Well, I don't think it was this week. I think it was the week before. Ironically, the Jaguars kind of gave them their first little test. And he proved he was like, okay, they kind of kept his composure, and they obviously the Giants made their mistakes and they capitalized, but he still was able to keep that composure and come back and show that he can come back and win the game. And then like I said, Lamar's just doing Lamar things. He wants his money, he wants to get paid, so he's gonna go out and he's gonna ball. Um, nah, I'm not saying y'all's choices are off, because it could go honestly either directions. The 5 quarterbacks that we just mentioned could all easily win the MVP. But then again, we're only 4 weeks in. A lot can happen. A lot of football left. But out of those five, I think I'm gonna stick with Lamar as the favorite. He's just dynamic, man, and if he gets anywhere close to 1,000 yards rushing and throws for 4,000 yards, you know what I mean? Like, how can you not give him that? You know what I mean? I don't know. That's my opinion. I don't know what y'all think about that, but
yeah, I can't argue with that, especially because the Ravens.
There's just no way.
Yeah, the Ravens have a bad defense too.
Yeah.
So that kind of helps him. He's like, okay, in the narrative, he has to carry the defense as well. So that kind of, helps the Eagles. They have a really good defense and stuff. But before we're not out of time here, we gotta hit our fantasy football topics. Let's hit some fantasy football topics here. So let's try and think of some most valuable players in fantasy so far. Not the player with the most points, but I want to try and see if we can focus on based off draft position in our league at least. Who do you think has been the highest value so far? And I'll go first. Maybe I'll mention a couple guys. I think a couple of guys on my team, but
I know.
that's just me. Listen, we'll go with Damien Pierce. Damien Pierce in our league. Unfortunately, he's on a bye this week. We're not gonna talk about that. He went 83rd. 83rd. That means in the beginning of the 8th round. And he's running back 10 right now. Running back 10.
That's not a bad place. He was supposed to go around there.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about compared to now. So if for him to have been right at his spot, he would have had to be drafted like in round 3 for him to be RB10.
Oh, so okay. So you're saying their production now versus
yeah. So like for instance, if we drafted Christian McCaffrey first, in order for that to make sense, he'd have to be number 1, right? Just an idea. So I think Damien Pierce is a really good one. Also, another player on my team, Stefan Diggs, he was drafted 18th almost at the 2nd round, and he's wide receiver. He's wide receiver, I think 2 now. He was 1, but he went to 2, and so that's that's a few spots ahead. There was a lot of guys: Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams. A lot of guys that went ahead of him in the wide receiver position. So I like it. What you guys think? Most valuable players based off of draft positioning.
Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
Yeah. Saquon Barkley. What was it exactly? Where he went? Let me see.
I'll let you know right now. Saquon Barkley.
26th. 26th. Wow.
2nd round, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. 26th.
Also, Josh Jacobs.
So what round was he, like 5 or something?
Let me let you know right now. Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, I think Josh Jacobs was like around 5.
I drafted him 55th. Yeah. I mean, yeah, and then obviously the rest are kind of at least from my draft. The rest were relatively they're falling into their projections. Cooper Kupp's obviously wide receiver number 1. Tyreek Hill, wide receiver number 5. I mean, those are kind of already known. I honestly say Josh Jacobs and Saquon Barkley. Those 2 guys they had upside, but not many people believed in their upside. So they fell in my lap, and I was able to get them. So, and they've been performing. So those are my 2 surprises, I guess you could say.
And Josh Jacobs went so far he's running back 5 and went in the 5th round. So that's obviously very good value. How about you, Adonis? I don't know if maybe you have to pick somebody on another team because I don't know if your
I don't
team.
know if you want to
Oh,
ask that.
hey. I see, my team is not doing good right now. It's gonna get better throughout the season.
Can't get
but
worse.
It can't get worse because it would never get worse. Where I'm at right now, I'm at good position. But he's on Brandon's team. Mahomes Brown. He was drafted 77th, I believe. He missed not this week but last week. When he played, I think he was top 10 wide receiver. So what he's doing, his production is really great. My team is not in that category yet. I was not Justin Jefferson, but obviously I expect him to be where he's at. But I'm not saying Brown is putting up the numbers that I didn't expect, and then I would have drafted him. I thought he was just a late season. I thought he was a late season player. I thought it was just a one-time thing, but no, he's actually carried it on throughout this season too. So, he
he's
got
ranked 10th. Sorry to interrupt you, Adonis, but he's ranked 10th even after not playing last week, and he went 77th. So that's really good.
You also got Lamar. I think Lamar fell into Edison's lap.
I think in the 7th round. I think 7th or 6th round, man.
Where's he at?
Dang, I could have gotten him.
I think like 5th or 6th because he was taking
45th pick.
That's 5th round. 5th round.
Okay. You had anybody else, Adonis?
Mike Williams now playing. No. I got really nobody else right now. Mike Williams is actually playing great. He's ranked 11th. You know what I'm saying? He's ranked.
Yeah, because their real wide receiver's not there yet.
So we're gonna have to check back with Adonis because his team is not doing too good. Maybe by the time we do the next episode, he's gonna can't get worse. Can't get worse.
No, because I will be Anthony. Depending on what our next episode is. By the time the next episode comes, I should be able to beat Anthony. You know what I'm saying? Week 7, that's when I play him. So I'm gonna beat you, Anthony. I already gave Raul a spanking. I gave Raul a little spanking, a 50-point spanking.
I felt bad. He was 0-3. I felt bad. But
all right.
He had 2 players kind of go off, and I literally said this.
Hey man,
I said this after the game was done. I was like, those 2 players will never have that ever again. And
shout out to you.
One, Rashad Penny, unfortunately, season-ending injury, right there, 1 for 1. TJ Hawkinson, asking how many points he put up last week.
0 points.
2 for 2. I told y'all, it happens. It's fantasy. I played the right players. No one on my bench outscored anybody in my starting lineup. I couldn't do much. I'm not out there with the pads and helmet on, so I did what
Get the pads on, man. Get the pads on. Put some work in.
It's fine, though.
Exactly.
It's cool because I like the view from up here. Second, ranked second in the fantasy. My son down there, he cleaning my shoes. Giving him a little tip.
All right, S.I. Adonis. No matter what nobody tell you, you are the 9th best player in the fantasy league. That's all the time we have for you guys. Thank you for watching. Leave your comments.
I'm a Camaro.
All right, like and subscribe.
I like you, my boy.
Ultimate Trio out.
Ow. Yeah.